named after him. But Mom said when I started to walk and talk and could charm him, he thought I was okay. Then they moved to 4937 Sergeant Road, and alas, Anthony, his namesake, arrived, followed by Gracie and then Larry. And now, Philip, and I'm going to stop now for just a minute. I brought you up to date, and I've asked my brothers and my sister Gracie to recall some of the things that they remember about growing up, just for Mom and Dad. Philip?
Things that I remember that would be happy moments for Mom and Dad. I went over the times that we spent over my grandmother's house waiting for the next one to be born. I remember Uncle Tony teaching Aunt Grace to drive. I remember parties that we had at 4937 that these guys don't remember because they were too young. I remember North Carolina. I remember great summers in the backyard just hanging out and doing whatever I felt like. I remember all the birthday parties. I remember the times that I went in the service, got out, got married. And I went over all these facts and I said, what's the one thing that I can really say that brought back what Mom and Dad really meant to me? Because I couldn't think of one thing. And it just came to me that basically Dad worked all day and came home. Mom stayed home and watched us and cared for us. And I can't think of a better tribute to two people to say that he did what was right and what he was supposed to do to get us through, and Mom did the same. And I want to say I am very, very thankful that I had you two in the position that you were in to bring me up to be the kind of person I am. And that's all I have to say.
I remember Mom always having a Milky Way candy bar for me before I went to tap dance class with Patsy Regari. I'm going to cry. I remember going to school with Mom one day in 2nd grade and telling Miss Hamel that I would not be in school for the next several months because I had rheumatic fever. Mom was crying, Miss Hamel was crying, and the kids didn't know what was going on. I remember being in the hospital on Christmas Day, and Pat Patterson came as Santa Claus and brought me the doll.
Yeah, beautiful doll.
I remember Miss Hamel coming to my house every Thursday to give me my week's lessons because I couldn't go to school, and Mom would fix her dinner. And we couldn't do that today. You'd have to pay for tutoring, right? I remember going to Breezy Point Beach with Aunt Mary and Uncle Angelo on Saturdays. We put potato chips in our bologna sandwiches, and we waited 1 whole hour before being able to go swimming after lunch.
Yeah.
I remember when Mom said I was old enough to call in our grocery order to Kearney Supermarket, and Buddy pulled up in the alley with groceries in a cardboard box.
Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy, buddy.
I remember Mom making costumes, not just for me, but for everyone in the plays that I was in. Sister Barbara Ann in 7th grade asked if anybody's parents worked in Washington, and I raised my hand, and I said, my father does. And I called Daddy when I got home from school, and I said, Daddy, Sister needs some books picked up from this building at Farragut Square. Do you know where that is? And he said, yes, but I'm really busy. I'll see what I can do. And when he came home that night and he got out of Vince's car, he had a shopping bag, and they were the books for Sister. And I couldn't wait to get to school the next day to show them to her. I remember Aunt Grace picking us up every morning, and she dropped. And I remember going to Grandma's every Sunday. We were usually the first one. Yeah, every Sunday. We were older, and Philip was in the service. I became the oldest cousin, and I was the first one to start barking about why did we have to go there every Sunday. That's because James came in the picture. I remember Grandpa making jars and jars of tomatoes. I remember Grandma saying, I remember going to see Aunt Connie in the play, The Boyfriend.
Oh, that was
Yeah, I can sing a couple of the songs. I was little, but I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember Casamia. I remember when Philip and Mickey were living with us and Lisa was born. Gracie and I would volunteer to feed and change Lisa in the middle of the night. I remember Mom and Dad picking me up at James's house on Sunday night if he wasn't allowed to use the car. I remember the wonderful bridal shower that all of you gave me. And I remember having a beautiful wedding, Daddy. At Central Ballet on my lunch hour after I was married, just to keep in touch, and he would tell Mom that he saw me that day. And they've gone on to be wonderful grandparents, too. I remember when Christina took her first steps, but I didn't tell Mom. I waited till the next time she came to see me, and I surprised her. And she didn't let me down. She made a real big deal about it. Dad came to Stephen's class when he was studying Italy. Mom made homemade pasta in the classroom, and while it was cooking, Daddy told the class it's Goldilocks in Italian. The kids loved it, and even the principal came in. They've always been very interested in everything Christina and Stephen do. They've always asked to hear Christina play the piano, how they're doing in their sports, how they're doing in school. Mom's always cutting out parenting articles to send me. Speaking of which, it's so true that you really don't appreciate your parents until you become one. And they've always loved James, like a son. I'm not very good at taking time to call them, but they call me. They're stubborn, and thank goodness that you do that. And they send the most wonderful cards to all four of us. I can tell that they've spent time in the Hallmark store just picking out the right one. Happy birthday, Mom and Dad.
Thank you. Before I forget, I'd like to thank my mother and father because they must have loved me special because they made me better looking. Thank you, Mom and Dad. Mary brought back a lot of things, and she said, "Do you think you could think of a few things to say?" And I said, "Oh yeah." I want to go back to kindergarten when I walked into the classroom and my kindergarten teacher, Mrs. Penson, said, "Did anything happen to anybody over the weekend unusual?" I got the chicken pox. Mom looked at me in the morning and she thought I had it, but she said, "Yeah, I'm not sure. You go to school anyway." Well, sure enough, Mom had to come up and pick me up at school. I had the chicken pox.
Nobody ever got turkey pox.
And there was one other time where Mikey Connors and I tried to walk home from kindergarten because she wasn't there on the dot, and we almost got hit by cars coming across the street, and she was right there to see that too, and I paid for that later. Moving up just a little bit, I can remember trying to walk in the beach in North Carolina, and I had to bury all the fish.
Right on.
And Aunt Grace remembers that well. I remember being sick in the evening, and we never had sodas when we were kids. They had sodas every day now for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, kids. But when we got sick, we called Dad up at work, or Mom did, and he brought us home a whole case of Coca-Colas. And boy, it tasted like real Coke back then, you know. It wasn't the right one, baby, but it tasted it tasted good back then, and it sure did make us feel better. And that was something really special to see him. And I can remember us standing out in front of Sargent Road every night, racing up and down with my father, when Nicky drove my father home, and we'd be right there for him to help him carry any clothes in or just to greet him, to say hi. And what your parents do till you become a parent. There's many times when I was taking the bus to work, and I can think about my father walking to the bus stop, standing in the cold to get to work in the mornings, and I cried. And as what Philip said, the same things went through my mind. What better example could there be? What my father has shown me, to work hard, and you can accomplish anything in life that you want to accomplish. I didn't prepare this, and I'm going through, there's some things I want to say also. In the 8th grade, I could, and when I came back to the table, I had a $25 gift certificate back then. I could roll Mom's eyes like this when I should have. Yeah, I'm going through. I can remember in grade school, Mom bringing flowers for the nuns. And the nuns would always ask, "Would anybody's parents bring some flowers up?" And I'm sitting on pins and needles all day long waiting for the flowers to come. The flowers to come, but never came. Mom never let you down. I mean, but school's out like at 3 o'clock, 5 minutes to 3. Mom walked through that door with a great big handful of yellow orchids or whatever,
Yellow
flowers, peace roses, whatever they were.
That's
and,
why Grandpa got mad.
everybody said, "Thank you, Mrs. Falcone." I mean, these are small things, and they may seem boring to you, but they were very important as a child growing up. The love that was there constantly. I won't do it for my kids, but if I could, I would, But he had to struggle, and he made it. He did it. And he did it, he did it all. He's a great planner, a master provider, and a fantastic planner. I can't even come close to doing what he does. I don't know how he did it, He just did it. And it's just during my divorce that my mother was there and my father was there. And Mom would wait up for me 2 o'clock in the morning when I came home or whatever, and just wanted to hear where I went, what I did. And if I told her the same thing about my breakup and how miserable I was over and over again for 30 days straight, she'd sit there and listen to it like it was the first time and never said a word bad about me or anybody else. She's never condemned anybody I've ever been with or my brothers, and she's accepted every single one of them. And that's just unheard of today. They just accept whatever we do. And I love them for it. Happy birthday, Mom and Dad.